I want to thank you all very much for coming today to help celebrate another new initiative with the School of Business Marketing and Shopify. We have really our relationship has continued to flourish, and in no small part because Therese is like-minded with us in that she's willing to kind of jump in a messy sandbox and see what we can come up with. And we're very, very thankful and appreciative for that opportunity. I think now we've developed a certain camaraderie and trust around how we work together, and I really do cherish that. So thank you very much for your trust in us and in me and helping to kind of further our programs. So without further ado, our make this work. Our agenda then, I'm just going to do a short introduction. We will then have greetings from Therese along with the naming of the 13 recipients. And then we're going to have some closing remarks from one of our marketing students who, Bibin, who is earning the badge today. So a little bit of background, if you didn't already know, and some of the students may not, we established in 2018, I reached out to Shopify based upon our wanting to develop more credentials for students around classes. And we, as you all know, next term you'll be having a retail class with Paulina and Kelly. It was established as of 2018, 87% of Canadian households, while they have internet access, and we're in fact among the top 20 of the G, we are the top ranking country among the G20 who actually have internet access. So that actually is quite a big deal in terms of connectivity and what that can mean to Canadians, and especially that we're spread over such a large geographic area. The irony, though, along with that, is that as of 2018, only 13% of Canadian businesses were selling online, and we saw that as a opportunity then to engage our students to try and help them, bring e-commerce to businesses as they started to work with them. I approached Therese. We had a number of students working at Shopify, and through one of the grads, I was able to connect with Therese, and we basically agreed to get messy and try to see what we could come up with. Timely, so within that year then, God bless Paulina, she took on then the act of, well, I would work with Shopify Basics for all the first year students. She then embedded with projects the basic sellers and live opportunities for badges and assessments within her course. Timely, students have been getting jobs now with as it relates to Shopify and their ability to engage both for placement and as graduates. Certainly timely for us to have started this a couple of years ago because, as we know, as of May and the shutdown with COVID, sales in May for e-commerce topped $3.9 billion and 99%, which is a 99.3% increase over February as reported by StatsCan. So we were very timely in our first work. So jump to June 2020, we have a program advisory committee of which Therese is part. One of the things that came out of that advisory meeting was that our external stakeholders were saying, how are you going to be preparing students for remote work? And Therese, bless her, put up her hand and said, well, I'm glad to share our criteria as it relates to remote workers. Within that criteria, they have 2 skill groups and 32 attribute skills, qualities, and abilities that they look at. The 2 attributes fall under the headings of a group mindset that that relate to things like self-directed learning, resilience, and self-awareness, and then operational expertise, which then translate to things like time management, reliability, and ability to prioritize. It was really a bit of a eureka moment for me getting that report from Therese, because it's so beautifully layered in with much of what we teach as it relates to our emotional intelligence assessment and our workplace Big Five. So I then started to establish, what could this look like? So I put it all into a matrix and then started to identify then, as it relates to the skill group, the attribute, and then the source, where could we be assessing this, and then apply a little bit of detail to it. With the help of Wendy Whitehead, who is our workplace Big Five specialist, she was able to kind of look at this and help me dig a little bit deeper, and also help to understand that if a student, after you had your assessment, if you didn't have the quality, do we need to, what could we do around that to kind of help you then backfill, if you will, if in fact you recognize that you were low in a particular category. And the concept then became of, how do we a reflection piece around all of these elements, but also then a next steps. And so that then became we shared that with Therese. Therese then came back and said, absolutely, sounds good. And in the end, with this, we ended up with, of the initial 31 criteria, we utilized 24 of them for this assessment with you. And of the 60 students then who participated, there are 13 of you who actually earned the award and badge. So with that as well, not all the students, they had the opportunity to opt out if you didn't want to earn the badge, but you just wanted to work on the assessment itself. So they were mutually exclusive, I guess I could say. So without further ado, I think it's kind of important that you understand a little bit of the background around that. And I'm really pleased with our ability to, have a concept in June and then execute it for the fall, and then in December, be able to bring to you then the badge that many of you are now starting to share on your LinkedIn. So without further ado, then, we'll open the mic up for Therese. She'll offer a few little comments, and then we'll go through the list of awards, of award winners.
Okay, thanks, Pam. First of all, thank you for using that charming photograph from a few years back. It's almost as good as being asked for ID in a shop now. So yeah, thanks everyone for inviting me along. It's such a shame we can't commemorate this event in person, but I guess that is an example of the kind of adaptability we need to show these days. Defining and assessing the kinds of behaviours that Shopify values and tries to cultivate is hard. We have a whole culture team that is dedicated to trying to make Shopify a place that personifies these qualities, but also actually doing the work is hard. So well done to all the badge recipients. It's not easy to demonstrate these skills, and it's not easy to value them when you didn't exactly sign up for that when you applied to your programs. But I can promise you the skills that you've demonstrated are becoming more and more valuable for many, many employers, not just because of COVID, but because the world is changing. And employers nowadays want students who can become the kind of people they need. And you demonstrate that best by practicing your resilience skills, your adaptability. We have a phrase at Shopify called thrive on change. And thriving on change is just key to success in this crazy, complex, turbulent world that we're all moving into. So thank you again to Pam, my partner in crime. We are just always coming up with crazy schemes, and it's so great to work with someone who understands that I don't really know what the outcome's going to look like, but I know which kind of broad direction we need to move into first. So without further ado, let's mention each of these fantastic badge winners. Amanda Crook, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
JJ Dennis, congrats. You have to imagine that I'm handing you a certificate, you know, so it's kind of just consider these paper certificates. Brian DeRoche, congratulations.
Thank you.
Shannon Godin, congratulations. I hope I'm saying people's names right. I apologise if I'm not.
No, that's great. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. That poster that you see to the right of your names, that's in one of the elevator halls at Shopify. Well, it used to be before we all turned into a remote workforce, just in case you're curious.
I took those pictures when we were there in Ottawa.
Michelle Grayling, congratulations, Michelle.
Thank you.
Bibin Mankathra Prasanan. I really am sorry if I butchered your name.
That's right, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. James McCartan, congratulations. I'm scanning the bottom of my screen to see people's faces popping up. Zachary Raymond, congrats.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Rushika, I hope I've said your name right. Congratulations. And Vitaly, many congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Andan, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Tawid, congrats.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Ethan, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm really enjoying this. Just wish I was handing you certificates. It's such a shame, but anyway, as I said, you probably didn't sign up for these extra skills when you considered starting your program at St. Lawrence, but employers value them, and thank you for coming with us on this slightly experimental journey.
Yeah, we really appreciate the feedback that you provided, even in process relative to me. I had pulled a few of you aside initially before we even released the assessment, just to make sure to seek out clarification around, did it make sense and all of those things. So I was very appreciative of that. And I think now we'll hear from Bandon, and then I'll just make a few closing comments, and go ahead, sir. Or Binnen. Sorry, Binnen.
Yeah, sure. Teresa, we would really like to thank you on the behalf of St. Lawrence College and the behalf of Pam and all my classmates for coming here and sharing your experience, and as well as providing the reward. And also, Pam mentioned about you shared the skills and qualities that are required for the Shopify. So I hope it will help everyone. Because for me, when we did the workplace big 5, then I realized, okay, 31 qualities and skills. Like now I understand there are 31 qualities and skills which I never had an idea. And thank you so much for that to Pam and for everyone. And I hope it will help everyone in future for other companies as well as with Shopify. Thank you.
It's a real pleasure. Thanks for that.
Thank you, Binnen. The interesting, thank you, Shelley, for attending as well. Shelley is our VP of International, and it was wonderful to see here that such a large proportion of the students who won this award, or earned this award, I guess I should say, are make up pretty much an equal proportion then of our international student body, which I think is awesome. I was really kind of thrilled to see that as well. So thank you, Shelley, for also attending. Does anyone else have anything that they'd like to say before we wrap?
Pam, I wouldn't mind just saying a few words to the students, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Eileen, thank you very much for attending as well. Eileen is our VP of Academics at the college.
Yeah, and I just wanted to send out a special congratulations to these students. I put in the chat line there that, you know, you have gone above and beyond to seize this opportunity to build your skills and competence, and that will set you apart in the marketplace, and it'll set you apart from your peers. And for that, you really do deserve a congratulations. Building resilience, building capability around change are, as Teresa said, skills that you will carry with you for the rest of your lives, and skills that are extremely valuable as we are all experiencing now. So thank you for your leadership, and thank you for setting a great example to your peers in the program, and give yourself a pat on the back for doing so well.